Hello, my name is Cheyenne and welcome back to another one of my videos. Today I'm going to be talking about Cirque's recent birthday sale. This is a annual sale that they do where they do 20% off the whole site, plus a free gift usually with order. This sale is comparable with their Black Friday deal, but there's so many other sales going on during Black Friday. I think I'd rather spread out some of the spending and purchase during their birthday sale during July. So yeah, I really recommend trying to check out their sale next year. They usually announce it on their socials. Before I get into the polish, I did pick up a nail oil pen and some charms. These are their Start and Moon charms. And these charms also came for free with the purchase of $75. First up, I have NSW. This is a black jelly polish, and honestly, it's probably the quote-unquote last jelly polish I'm gonna buy. And that's just because I have all the colors I think I need right now. I needed a black. That said, I feel like it looked almost slightly brown on me, and I suspect that could be because my nails are very stained. As you can see, you could still see some of the yellow coming through in my first coat at least. Generally, I never wear my polishes without a smoothing base coat, which ends up kind of hiding that staining a little bit, but I wanted to wear a peel off base coat because I was only going to wear this manicure for a little while. But yeah, if anyone has any other tips on how to hide that staining with jellies, I'm all ears. Now, while I really love having a black jelly in my collection, jelly polishes are not some of my favorite formulas because I kind of struggle to try to make the coloring look even across the nail. I forgot to film me putting on my third coat, but here's what 3 coats looks like, and I'm putting on my favorite top coat, which is KB Shimmer's Clearly on top, just to kind of seal it down. It's funny because I ended up doing 3 layers of nail polish for all of my nails because I was like, well, if I'm going to do a jelly, might as well just keep it consistent across all of my nails and do 3 coats, even ones that didn't need it. But then I forgot to film, or maybe didn't press the play button of me painting a 3rd coat, so it was just a silly little waste. But yeah, as you can see here, the polish did look a little bit more brown on me, but in dimmer lighting it does look black. So maybe it's no fault to the polish, it's just the lighting. Next, this is High Society. This is a quote-unquote limited edition polish. And why I put that in air quotes is because I know that they've had this on their site at least 2 other times, and I missed the 2 other times. The last time that it was available was, I think, during November in a mini bottle, and I was really disappointed because I wanted to grab it, but I just couldn't justify buying more nail polish at the time. So I'm glad to have a second chance to grab it. I have noticed that about a few of Cirque's limited edition polishes, sometimes they bring them back if they're a crowd favorite, so just keep your eyes peeled if you ended up missing it. This polish is a almost neon green. It's a pretty bright green polish with an orange shimmer in it, and I love that combo of green and orange for some reason. There's also a holographic glitter in it. I was so excited to get this color because I just think it's such a beautiful combination. But after wearing this polish for a day, I realized I have a pretty similar polish from Mooncat. It was part of their Nightmare Before Christmas collection called My Bugs, My Bugs, My Bugs. The only difference being that the shimmer is a different texture. This is more of a micro shimmer, and there is no holographic glitters inside of Mooncat's polish. And this one doesn't glow in the dark while the Mooncat's polish does, but the colorway is pretty similar. Oops. Anyways, I'm going to be sealing this off again with my top coat. I'm just going to speed this part up a little bit. Now in my next shot, you will see this in the sun, and the orange shimmer is so gorgeous and golden. I love it. This is definitely a great polish for Halloween, so I'm going to figure out how to work it into a manicure during then. Next up, I have Ambrosia. This is a holographic oxblood kind of color. I really love oxblood. I have a jelly in oxblood and now a holographic in oxblood. It's definitely a color that I'm drawn to, and I might be collecting a little bit. It's so moody, vampy, and romantic. It still has a skinny brush, so that's always a clear indicator that it's been around for a while and it's probably been sitting in a warehouse for a good while. It's been a good while since I've had to use a skinny brush like this, and I honestly was struggling a little bit, but that's not going to stop me from using this polish because I think it's gorgeous. I know you can buy replacement brushes on their site, but I just can't justify buying a brush for some reason. 1 to 2 coats might be perfectly... You could maybe get away with doing 1 coat of this polish if your application was flawless. Maybe you had a wide flat brush, but I think 2 is probably perfect. And then I did an overkill by doing a 3rd coat. I did get a similar polish in this haul, which you'll see up next. And I would say that this holographic glitter doesn't compare to the glitter that they have in their shimmer graphic formula, but I understand why they put maybe those brighter holographics inside of their shimmer graphics, and I think it's just to add a little bit more razzle dazzle and contrast between the shimmer and the holographic glitters in those polishes. That's just my theory. Anyways, I think it looks beautiful and it's perfect for me. In low light, I still do see some hollow flare. So next up, I have Scorched Sorceress. This is the polish that I mentioned. It looks kind of similar. I have mixed feelings about their shimmer graphic formulas. It just sometimes looks like it's too much going on, but I do only have this and 1 other, so I maybe need to try a little bit more before I pass any judgment. I think this one's personally really pretty. Maybe because it's a darker color, I'm a little bit more drawn to it, while a lot of the shimmer graphic formulas are also more neon or pastel. So maybe come out with some more dark ones. I'll look out for those. This polish does kind of remind me of Beware of the Kraken from Mooncat mixed with Kelp Kingdom, because there is a bit of a green to orangey red shimmer in it. So it just kind of makes me think of those, which I am not the biggest fan of, but because of the hollow in this, I ended up really liking this. I think it just makes it feel a little bit more vibrant and gives it a little bit more of a punch. I personally found Beware the Kraken and Kelp Kingdom to be a little bit dull, even though there was a flash reactive glitter in it. And I feel bad for saying that, but that's just my hot take. You could probably get by doing only 2 coats of Scorched Sorceress, but again, I did 3 just to keep things consistent across all of my nails. I love this shot. It's just so bright and dark at the same time. I feel like it has, again, a little bit of a brown undertone to it. Next up, I have Cosplay Lame. I think that's how you're supposed to pronounce it because it has a little pronunciation line over the E. I honestly had a little bit of mixed feelings when I pulled this out of its cartridge because I wanted a gold polish, but I was seeing a lot of silver shimmer in it, and I was kind of confused by that. I did try to shake the bottle, but ultimately I didn't end up seeing that much of the silver in the polish when I applied it to my nails. I think it might be that pearly texture and that's what the silver is. I'm not quite sure. But I bought this polish because I am running a little bit low on my gold polish that I like to use for fine details. So this is going to be kind of my replacement for that. I think overall I'm pretty happy with it. Again, it does have this pearly finish, so normally I wouldn't be drawn to this, but I think it kind of works in this case given that it is a metallic color. This polish was released a few months before Alchemy, which is another gold polish, and in the bottle they look very similar in some ways. So I'm a little surprised that they are releasing similar polishes so close to each other, but they've done that a few times recently. Mother of Pearl and Sylph was released a few months apart. They're both white, pearly looking polishes. I mean, one's magnetic and it's gorgeous and I want it. But yeah, I've noticed a little bit of a reoccurring theme that they seem to be doing. Same color, different formula, I guess. I do think this polish ended up looking really gorgeous in the morning light. I think this polish will work well for when I need to do gold detail work for some nail art. I actually did use it recently, so I'll show you that in a moment. Before I do that, I have to show you this gorgeous polish that also motivated me to pick something up during the sale. This is Spa Water. This is their exclusive polish that was available during their sale if you spent $75. Lucky enough, I had a gift card, so I happily placed an order to get this polish, and I have no regrets. In my opinion, this might be the most exciting and beautiful polish that they have released all year. That said, I do know I'm extremely biased towards blue shimmers, but in my argument, I would just like to say that this is not something that they have done before. They don't mess with reflective glitters that often, and when they do, it's usually a reflective glitter that has a tinted color. They don't usually throw in a shimmer, and I think one of the shortcomings of using Disco Ball as a topper is that it kind of grays out whatever polish you have underneath it. So I think that mixing together this, I think it's the same reflective glitter pigment into a cool tone, I think it complements it really well. I have nothing but positive things to say about this polish. I'm in love with it. This polish feels very different than anything they have on their lineup right now. I am feeling excited and hopeful that Cirque maybe continues on this path of trying new things. I feel like they release a lot of jellies and a lot of neons that it does feel a little redundant sometimes. So I'm hoping that they continue to try more new things here and there. And of course, this video wouldn't be complete unless I showed you me trying to do some nail art with some of the polishes that I grabbed. So I wanted to make use of the gems that I got because I haven't really had a chance to mess around with gems that much. So I was excited to use them and I thought they were so cute. So I'm going to be painting on a diamond shape to imitate the setting of maybe some jewelry. I'm starting by making a line down the middle of my nail and then across the center of that, and then dragging the polish up from one corner to the horizontal corner. I didn't want the diamond shape to be too big. I wanted the gems to fit quite snugly on it. After finishing up making the diamond shape, I just went in and also added a little bit more polish just to make sure that it was nice, wet, and tacky to add on the charms. I highly recommend getting a charm grabbing tool. It is a tool with a little bit of a wax tip on one end and a dotting tool on the other side. It makes application so much easier. I've had this tool for a while and I used it mainly for decals, so I'm excited to actually use it for some charms. The wax tip of the tool makes it so much easier to place little objects on your nails. The first charm I'm going to be adding is the birthday bubble rhinestone, which was part of the free gift, and I love these. They remind me of a moonstone, so I'm very excited to have them. Now, I did want the design to be more in the center of my nail because I know sometimes when I have texture on my nails, especially on the edge where my cuticle is, I then start to pick at the textured piece. So I thought that having it in the center of my nail, it'd be less likely to get snagged or rubbed on too much. After adding these little gold dots from the celestial charms, I am going in with the other end of that wax tipped tool. On the other end there's a dotting tool, but I think it just makes it easier to kind of push around the charms and just recenter them a little bit. I did feel like I checked my placement multiple times, but then later looking at them I was like, why is it still off center? But I think I did a really good job on my ring finger. Again, I think this is the best polish that Cirque has released all years. Let me know down in the comments if you feel the same way. And if you missed out, I hope that they re-release it in the future so you can get a chance to grab it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next one. Bye!